today's video is going to be sort of more tutorial based. I'm going to be showing you how to change a flat on a bike. I guess it would be surprising how many people don't know how to do this, so I think it would be you know, fitting, as I've got one, to go through how to deal with the problem. Now, to sort this problem out, you're going to need two things. You're going to need an inner tube, which I'm not going to throw behind me in dramatic fashion, and some tyre levers. You do not need a massive screwdriver. Do not use a screwdriver on your rims. Steel and aluminium do not interact well when force is applied. Just don't bother. If you do have some blue gloves, I guess if you're a neurosurgeon or do work on bikes, just put them on, because all the loppy shit off your chain ain't gonna go all over your hands and stay there for many years. Right, first step is to get the wheel off the bike, because you can't really change the flat with it on the frame. We're going to deal with quick release here. Very simple. We're going to undo that, and it drops out. Like, I didn't actually expect it to drop out like that. But there you go. That's quick release for you. Very quick. Right then, so we've got our wheel here, the rim, and the tyre. Now I need to get the tyre off to access the inner tube, which is obviously when a flat tyre is flat, it's the inner tube to blame. Now if there's any remaining air in the tyre, just to make things a bit easier, we're going to just try and press the valve in, try and just get the most out you can there. I say if there's a lot still in here, but you know you've got a flat, you can hear it hissing, then you're going to want to take most of the air out. So now that we've got all the air out, we're going to put one tyre lever in like this, in between the rim and the bead of the tyre, and we're going to just pull one over like that, so that we can see the bead of the tyre is coming out. And then this one is going to pull up, and then we're going to slowly slide it along until the tyre sort of peels off the rim. Right, so we've got the tyre levers in position. And we're just going to try and, this can take some force, but we're going to slide it along like so, and it's easier until, as you can see, the rim is separated from the bead of the tyre, and we can see in here inner tube, which is at fault somewhere. So just pop the valve out of its little hole in the rim. Take the inner tube out, and well, we're assuming this is gone, so we can just discard this, or you can make use of it, chain bash guard or whatever on your frame, but we're just going to get rid of this for now.
How dare you!
You could just chuck the inner tube straight back in, but obviously the cause of the puncture itself could lie still somewhere within this tyre. Not usually obvious. If there's a big thorn sticking through, then you know what's to blame. Right then, so we've had a look around, and there's nothing in here that we think can, you know, pinch flats are common, where it just gets pinched if the tyre pressure's too low, and obviously that wouldn't leave anything in here really. So that could be what it is, and we wouldn't find anything. So yeah, I think it's time to put the new inner tube in. I forgot to mention you're going to need a pump. Now it'd be advisable not to take a knife to unwrap your inner tube from its awful plastic packaging. Don't use a knife, because you'll slit the inner tube. Just rip it apart like this. Treat this with care, especially until it's in the tyre. They usually come with a little rubber band around them, which I guess you could, I don't know, tie your fucking paperwork up with, aren't we? So we've got our new inner tube, we've got valve there. We're going to want to take the dust cap off, set that aside. If you don't have any spare, then look after it. Now in our brief list of equipment, I did forget to mention a pump, which is usually helpful. A pump that will fit your valve, Schrader or whatever the other one is. But just to make life easier, we're just going to put a little bit of air in our inner tube. We don't want to bloody blow it up, but just so it retains some shape. This is holding its shape, and it makes it easier for it to go into there. Right, so for this part we just want to find the hole that matches to the valve, and just basically just start putting the inner tube in. This can be quite challenging if you haven't done it before, or you're trying to do it one-handed with a camera. Bloody hell! Right, so I've got the valve through its whole phone. You just want the black plastic to be sticking out, really, not just the thread there for the dust cap, a bit more than that. The rest is self-explanatory. Just feed the inner tube into the recess, and yeah, now we're ready to mount the tyre back on to the rim. Now then, this can usually be done without tyre levers. Just take care, if you do sort of find it's more helpful to use them, take care not to pinch the inner tube against the rim when you do this. But as you can see, the tyre's sort of just plopping on. Obviously it gets a bit harder towards the end. You'd have to put some force onto it. But doing it a bit at a time, all of this bit that's still off the rim, you're going to have trouble forcing it back on. So just get it from either side until it reaches one point, and it should pop itself on. Like so, there you go. And now the tyre is mounted back on the rim with a new inner tube in there. So there we go. Just a quick note, if you do take all the tyre off the rim fully, then be sure to check that you put it on the right way again. Match the rotation, make sure it's mounted on the correct way. Fill the tyre full of air, inner tube. Just make sure there's enough in there where it's not going to hit a curve and just damage the rim. Get your dust cap from earlier and just screw it on like that. Right, now it's time to put the wheel back onto your bike. It's important to get the cassette and the derailleur and the chain all in the right orientation. On your derailleur, it just makes it all easier, it relieves tension on the chain. You want to take the top part of the chain, the one that's feeding off the top of the chain ring at the front here, move that out and then just get that in like that, and then everything should really fall into place. It should flop in. Quick release is very easy. Add tension by turning this clockwise as with anything, and then to round it off just turn the lever across, tightens it all up. Right, so when everything's seated properly, just nice and tight, but not too tight that you're having to whack it with a hammer. Crank round, and then it should all slide into place. Things change with different bikes, just really how you get the wheel off. You know, through axles, you know, hex bolts, if you've got them. Self-explanatory really, but the deal with changing the inner tube is pretty much the same unless you're running tubeless. On road bikes it's just all a bit smaller, a bit thinner. If you did enjoy, please do drop a like. If you found it helpful, drop a like. I don't usually do these sort of videos, but you know, thought it's very simple to do and I thought I'd try and assist some of you. So there you go. Thank you everyone very much for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video you watch, provided it's one of mine. Goodbye.